For more tips and tricks, don't forget to hit that button and subscribe. Also, ring the bell so you can get notifications anytime I have new videos. Welcome to Paul's Toolbox. I'm Paul Ricalde, and today I'm going to be covering one more step on building the shed from A to Z. Right here is a mini mock-up. I built that one several years ago, and now I built one behind that so I can throw some more stuff in there. Guys always have tools. We always need to put things away. I want to take and tell you who won last week's drawing. Joe Dominic. You need to get in touch with me at paulstoolbox.com. Send me a note so I can get your information and ship you out one of these. So make sure you stick around to the end of the video because you may be a winner of one of these ladders. This right here is a Louisville CrossXstep. Fantastic ladder. I'm going to be giving one away at the end of the video, and we're going to announce it on the next video. We're going to choose one person from the first 100 people that comment. On this video right here, we're going to be covering the front wall. You need to have a header when you have a wide span like this. Even on a shed, you want to have a header. On your home, it's totally different, so don't follow these guidelines on your home. There's different areas, they have code for that. I'm only going to use a 2x4 for a header on this because it's a little mini mock-up. On my actual shed, I use 2x6s. We want to start off with our header. That's the first thing you do when you're building your front wall, or I like to do. All right, on the header, this is 21.5 inches. Like I said, this is a little mini mock-up. On my actual one, I think I'm 70 inches. Right here, I go 10 3/4 because that's the center. That's half of this. We have our plywood. We set these up together, all on top of each other. And with my nail gun, I will nail it on this side, flip it over, and nail the back side. I want to make sure this thing is super strong. On this, it's just a little mini mock-up, so I'm going to run some screws through it. Your top plate will go right here. This is your second top plate that ties things in. But this is the wall I'm building. We lay this out, and we want our center, which is 18.5 because we have 37 inches. This is my center of my top and bottom plate. And I'll usually put a C on there so I know. Okay, that's center. That's how this would lay out. Now, if I laid out my studs and I did it and I marked both the top and bottom plate at the same time, they're going to fall right when I go to put everything together, right? No problem. I will have the other video in the description box that explains this, how to lay out your studs. We already covered that in an earlier video. It's going to be in a playlist, and I'll have it in the description box. So we take this right here. We lay one on this side, one back here. We know they're going to line up because everything is made to line up. Now what you'll do is you lay this sideways. That's why I marked it right here. Okay? We take our king stud. Your king stud is just like your regular studs. It's made the same length as your regular studs. That stud goes all the way to your top plate. That's why they call it a king stud. This is called a jack stud. It's shorter by the width of this. So then when you put this all together, your jack stud actually holds your header up, and it's locked into your king stud, which is tied in all over here, and everything ties in really well. So you'll take your little jack stud right here. We'll move it over because we're on the deck board a little off. All right. Now we can take and screw all of this together, and this is my wall. But of course, you need your other studs on your wall, so we'll have this one and this one. When I had this board over here, I measured over to get my distance for the end. That's where the end of my header goes. You make a mark on both boards. Just say my X is there. Now I'm going to run a screw in here and lock this together. I'm going to take and put my end studs on. And this whole thing is going to be completed and ready to put in the wall. We'll screw it together. No screws go here. Remember? This has to be out of the way. So all I need to do is run my screws to lock these in. I can run them right here and lock it into the corner. Run a screw on the base plate, and then I'll run these screws here. So then we'll put our second top plate on there and lock it all in. The reason why we do not nail this or screw this in is because we're going to cut it right there. That's my door opening. So I'll use a flush cut saw. This is a little oscillating tool that's fantastic. I'm just going to cut this right across here. You could use that, or you can use a little reciprocating saw. On this side, I'm just going to use a reciprocating saw. You want to eyeball it, get the crown side up. Once I put this together, I'm going to mark the top, put an arrow. So when we know we put it in, this is going to be the top. That's my crown side. I'm going to use 3-inch nails now on this. And that's going to hold it in well. Lock this thing together. From that 70 inches, we're going to take it and go 35 inches over this way. Make a mark. We're good. Make sure I put an arrow showing where that one goes. And we're going to go 35 inches this way. And it'll go right to 70. Right, yeah, perfect. This is going to sit right in here when we put it together. We're going to put a king stud right here, which goes to the top plate. This is the base plate. It's going to go on the other side. This is how the configuration is going to be set up. So I will mark the center of this right at 35 inches, and we will line it up. That's my center. I will double check it, make sure Blake made a good cut, and he's on the money. So we're good. Alright, now what we're going to do is set up our studs on here for this wall. This header is going to sit right in the middle, so I'm going to mark it off where it's going to sit. I'll just transfer it over to my side plate right here, on the bottom of the plate. This is my top plate. This is going to go right here and line up with the center. That's my mark. That's where my header is going to go. Then we're going to take our studs, put on the other side. This is all lining up because you remember, we kept this all in order to where, here's my center, and you see where my studs would have normally gone. I'm not going to put those. I don't have to worry about them. I marked them. I'm not going to worry about them. I'm going to worry about my studs from the side, my king stud, my jack studs on over, and you'll see what I'm talking about. I tied these in just to keep it from racking and moving all over the place because we had a storm coming in and I didn't have my sheathing on here. So you tack these across your different studs. You just hit one nail on a couple of the studs and it's going to lock it in. You do that on the, you should do it on all four corners. That way the thing doesn't move all over the place. Now I'm going to pop them back off and I'm going to put my sheathing on here. Once you put your plywood, everything gets locked in, but you have to make sure you get a level on here before you start tacking that plywood because you want this thing to be perfectly plumb all the way around. You don't want it to be racked. So I'll take these and I'll just pop them off and I'm going to use these, cut them down to make my studs, and then I have my top plates that we'll cut to go across here. Then we'll just take these nails and pop them right back out. My jack studs are in place and I want to cut this base plate. You remember my bottom plate down here? Across the doorway I did not nail it on purpose so I can cut that out. I can use a reciprocating saw, and this one's a great one. I've had for a long time, but I don't need this. I'm going to go ahead and use my multi-tool. I'm just going to make a nice clean cut, and it's battery operated. I don't need to pull a plug out just for this. I just want to let you know, you can always use a reciprocating saw. During framing, you always need a reciprocating saw. Two saws that you will need is a circular saw and a reciprocating saw doing any type of work like this. You guys follow me so far? This is super simple if you pay attention and you just see the steps that we're going by. Now, so far we covered the foundation, how to get it all laid out. Then we covered the subfloor. We covered the floorings and framing everything from there. Then we did the walls. I even did the rafters. So now we have the front of the wall, the wall that covers the doors. After this, we're going to go into the sheathing. We're going to go into the overhangs. Everything on this. So we're going to do step-by-step instructions so you'll understand how to do this yourself. Guys, you can save so much money. I spent less than $1,300 on this shed building the entire thing, and it's super strong. I have 12-inch centers on my floors. I have double floors on there, treated floor for the bottom. Then I have half-inch OSB on top of that. We have pre-prime siding on here. Everything on this is top-notch. It's super duty. It's not like those cheap ones that you buy in the department stores or your big box stores. All right, we've got plenty more coming down the pipe, so make sure you guys stay with me. So if you guys don't mind, stick around for one more minute and watch the demo on this Louisville ladder. You're not going to be disappointed. I'm going to be giving one away, so drop a comment on me. One person out of the first 100 people that drop a comment will win this. Not this one, a brand new one. Also, keep dropping comments. If you see 150 or 200 comments, keep going, because we're going to have another one. I'm sure they'll let me give away another one additionally if people go over that. So I will see you guys on the next project. Don't forget to subscribe. Please hit like for me if you don't mind. Don't forget to ring that bell. I'll see y'all later. The unique head on the CrossXStep allows us to grab small poles. You can set this on a corner, inside or outside corner, without causing damage, and it won't rock back and forth. You have magnets on the top of these, and you have all your little holes here to put your drills, your different power tools. The Pro Top on the extension ladder is the same way, and it's available on your A-frame ladders as well as your extension ladders. So what are you waiting for? Check them out at LouisvilleLadders.com. You won't be sorry.